Hi, today I'm with Mike Brennan, the president of Movement Mortgage, and Mike's been with the company, what, going on like 9, 10 years.
Yeah, nine and a
Um,
half years now. It seems like yesterday, but it's been a great 10-year run.
and you're one of the first to pick up that huge mantle of being president, right? After just the founders, as they promoted you to that position, what, about 3, 4 years ago?
Yeah, I'm coming to about 3.5 years since being named president. There was never a president before, and just honored. I was started off as a regional for about 5 years up in the Northeast, then became a chief performance officer, which I love the title. But it was kind of unique. Obviously, a lot of people saying, "Hey, what exactly is that?" But then was fortunate enough to be asked to move into the role of president over sales and operations.
Awesome. So big step and wonderful time to be in that step. I'm sure you're thinking that there's some challenges right now. But I wanted to talk to you today primarily about what do you see for the future for a Movement Mortgage? What are some of the things that you have on planned for Movement, where we're going?
Yeah, no, great question, Lois. And again, it's great to be with you guys. I've always been fans of what you guys have built out in California, and you guys, I think, got a couple years on me, if I'm not mistaken, because I know you guys were here before I even started at the company. But what do I see for the future of the company? I think there's a big shift, right, over the last year or so, where it goes from being in this business transactional to getting more relational. And what I mean by that is ever since I came into this organization, I realized the importance of building strong relationships. And that is with your customers, with your team members, within the organization, with your realtor partners, with your financial partners, with your builders. Is there was always this push to build purchase business and something that is sustainable, that regardless of where the market is, regardless of where rates are, that when you have strong relationships, that's where the business will strive from. And don't get me wrong, when rates go down and there's opportunities like there was in 20 and 21, you're going to have a surplus of refi opportunities. But I see the biggest opportunity, Lois, is continuing to build an infrastructure which supports those relationships. And I like to call it like saying that you're building an ecosystem where everything for the customer is one-stop shopping, where they can get access to all resources through partnerships and guidance from our salespeople. And I've learned this over the years is that it's so important as a salesperson not to be the best loan officer, but to be the best quote unquote trusted advisor. Where these clients are going to you asking you questions about all their financial needs and leveraging the relationships that we have and creating a ecosystem with an incredible CRM, which keeps all your customer information top of mind. As you know, we're big on servicing. We have about 280,000 customers in our servicing book, about 80 billion. Right now, currently, where our customers get payment coupons with the loan officer's face, phone number, email. Why? So they stay top of mind. And back in the day, Lois, when you and I and Mike were probably in the business, is everything was done on lists, spreadsheets, and that's how we did our follow-up. And now it's like cheating for us is now I have a CRM that will send me a notification and say, hey, these 10 deals are potential in the money for a debt consolidation or a rate and term or a cash out opportunity. The thing that and the reason I'm so excited about that is I don't know if a lot of people know this, is the average loan to value in the United States today is 52, meaning there's never been more home equity in the history of the United States than there is today. Also, at an all-time high is consumer debt is up around 30, 35 trillion because people haven't been touching their mortgages. So they've been utilizing their credit, which isn't 21 to 24% in credit card rates. It's 28 to 31%. Car notes are higher. So there's going to be an inflection point where there's going to be an opportunity when rates maybe drop a little bit more than where they're at right now, where you have an opportunity to do a consolidation and help out the clients. And I truly believe that there's never been a more important time for us to be top of mind, close to our clients, so they know at any step is that we can continue to be not with them for 30 days on a transaction, but to be with them for 30 years. And I think the biggest opportunity is that mindset and create tools and resources for our team to make sure that they take advantage of that.
Yeah, so you touched a little bit about more our system for the CRM. That is I know that's a really big project that you've been working on, and I'm really excited
Yeah,
about it too, because like you say, it's going to have a lot of tools to help us to stay in touch with our clients. And
yeah,
so, can you touch a little bit more about more and
yeah.
what that, how that system works?
Yeah, absolutely. And that, first of all, it's about hiring, getting the right people to lead, to build out a system. And that was, we were fortunate enough about a year and 3 months ago, I hired Lyra Wagner, and who's been in the business since the early 2000s as an originator, a processor. It's so important, Lois. I know you know this. In order for somebody to build something, it's so important when they have firsthand knowledge that they've done it themselves. And so by bringing Lear on board, we kind of set our priorities about, hey, number one is we need to keep that database top of mind and give the tools to our loan officers and our team members to make sure they have ease of access to that information. It's not just to keep the borrower or the customer close to it, but it's also to keep your realtor informed about all stages of the process, to get notifications about the Smith loan, about when the appraisal comes in, when it gets cleared to close. You can do co-branding, co-marketing with your real estate agents, with your builders. So there's so many more tools in there where we've had, and you see in the industry, is you have a lot of different great systems out there, but they're all kind of spread out all over the place. And what our goal is like, hey, how do we have one single sign-on where everything is a tech stack now, where everything lines up, where everything is like this main hub and feeds off of it, instead of, hey, I have to log out of this system and log into this other one over here, and they're not talking to each other. So what we realize is the importance of making sure they're all connected. So all the systems are talking together, and more would be your main central hub. You'd have all those other access to resources, your LOS, all that, but like more would be your central place where you can start and finish everything. And where we are is we've built out the CRM, and now we're trying to use it now to connect our POS, our point of sale, with our LOS, so everything kind of speaks fluidly. And again, if you're not utilizing that, even with the AI technology, how we're incorporating that in as well, just to make sure, like, again, just get those notifications. It's about being proactive, not reactive. And this tool, utilizing this tool, will give you an access into getting with your clients before they go out and shop someplace else or somebody else solicit them. And this just keeps it all kind of front and center.
Yeah, I'm excited about the AI portion of it coming. I know that's really hot right now. So,
Yeah.
um, what are some of the opportunities that you see? I know you just mentioned like the debt situation, which is, real.
Mhm.
Inflation comes, that's part of the equity, I guess that the good part of the inflation that
Yeah.
people are getting equity. You mentioned the cash out refinances to consolidate debt. What are some of the other opportunities that you see here at Movement that loan officers have?
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, again, there's for us, I would say there's a couple different opportunities. One is I think it's such. I mean, listen, we know this. For a while you get people say, well, my market's different, and this is what my challenge is. And the one thing I could say, Lois, that is pretty consistent in every market is lack of inventory. And I also believe that, where it comes to the mindset is act as if is one of my favorite quotes. And I mean that in regards to where we are, where it comes to rates and where pricing, because we know this, right? Hope is not a strategy. And we can say, hey, I think there's going to be, I mean, it was just 3 months ago where the talk is there's going to be potentially three rate cuts this year. And then job reports came out a month ago where they anticipated 150,000 in jobs, and we ended up adding $300,000 jobs. And by doing that, then all of a sudden you hear people like Jamie Dimon and the Fed come out and say, well, hey, maybe there's not going to be a rate cut now. And now I guess the latest I've heard is like, well, maybe there might be one in September, but it could be a year where there is no rate cut. Now, and again, that's why I say act as if. Act as if this is the new normal. Act as if this is the market that you need to operate in. Act as if the rates aren't going to change. And if they do, great, but don't plan on it, bank on it. but then open up your other opportunities of business, where you can be a little bit more diversified. And what I mean by that is the builders. The builder business has grown substantially. I know you guys are working on specific projects yourselves. I'm seeing more and more opportunities to build longstanding relationships with our builders. And those are loyal relationships as well. So whether it's a small, medium size, or even some of the bigger ones that don't have their own funding sources, there's incredible opportunities. We have over 150 builder accounts throughout the country where we have specific relationships where we're in there, where we're a preferred lender. And our job is to offer tools and resources to those builders. And you know this, Lois, I know we've been on calls, is like being able to expand our offering for builder is going to open up some opportunities like vertical financing, where we can go in now and we can provide funding for projects for ground up construction. And in some cases, land acquisition, but a lot of it is already done. It's more ground up. There's also credit lines that we've had put in place for builders where they can draw on the lines to do more building and just give more funding options for them that's out there. And we know this, the builders have bought more land in the last couple of years than they have in like the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
So they're grabbing more land because they know there's going to be a need. There's still a shortage of 3 million homes in the United States. So I think builder is an incredible opportunity. And I tell people, if you're not talking to builders, you should start connecting with them, building relationships, trying to offer some of the services that we have that can help them on that piece. I would say the other one is reverse. Reverse, we were never a really focus in the reverse business. And to be honest with you, even me being in the business 25 years, my understanding of what a reverse was and who it's made for was actually a wrong picture. And I've learned that it's actually an incredible financial tool. So partnering up with real estate or financial planners to go in and offer reverse options for our customers, I think there's a big education gap in the reverse. And a lot of people, because of the equity, is they can live a different lifestyle or even invest, use that money as a tool to invest and to actually earn income and diversify. And I think there's incredible opportunity. And we went, obviously being committed for us, we went to number 390 a year ago, where we're in the top 10 right now. So we put a lot of focus in on that. And again, it starts with really education. So I think that's going to be a really big thing for us. And, the other one for us, which is big, Lois, is just VA, is serving our vets. And, we're in the top 5 or 6 or 7 right now. It's around there in the VA. But just, again, providing education opportunities into getting vets or VA when they just go into the service, and educating them on the things they need to do to prepare themselves to buy a house in a year or 2 from now. I think that's a great opportunity. And then my favorite one, I saved this for last, is I believe affinity relationships is where we have incredible opportunity, meaning that we can go into organizations of 10,000, 15,000 employees to be the preferred lender and offer discounted mortgage services to all of their customers. And same thing is be able to educate them on, if they're looking to buy a house, is do some upfront work to see what they qualify for, to do a mortgage checkup for existing homeowners. And any of our salespeople or anybody can walk into an organization and offer services to that company, where now, because of technology, we can stay top of mind by having apps built, landing pages, and just taking advantage. You have to be diversified. I would tell anybody, like, I love when people focus on niches. I think that's great. But those niches can go up and down based on the market. And I think being diversified is a smart thing in today's market.
Those are some great opportunities that we have.
Yeah.
So how would you say that our ops team is helping to make our loan officers become or be more productive? I know operations has always been the hallmark of Movement Mortgage. I could put it up against any other op team. What would you say you feel is the best thing that they do for us?
Yeah, no, great question, Lois. And I'm with you. It's been one of the greatest things that I've experienced in this industry in 25 years. I've never been in an organization where there was such a sense of urgency around excellence and just over delivering. And obviously our 671, when I came here 9.5 years ago, I didn't believe it. I was like, no way, are they underwriting 6 hours, getting closed in 7 days? And even today, I mean, as of this morning, we were 87% of our files were clear to close in 7 days. Now, I didn't understand it at first. you know, for me, I was like, oh, that's great. But I was in New Jersey, New York, where the average closing was like 90 days,
Yeah.
just because you have so many attorneys involved and it's just a little bit more difficult. But when I really got it after a few months of being here is like the whole reason for the process is take the anxiety off of the borrower, the realtor, the loan officer. So we don't care when the target date is for closing. Our goal is our target date is the 7 days, is to take that anxiety, know that, hey, nothing's going to pop up last minute and your file's going to get closed. And, you know, I've always appreciated the sense of urgency. And Toby and Casey, when they started this company, right, they said, hey, there's two kinds of people in this company. There's salespeople and there's everybody else. And our job is to give all the salespeople the tools that they need to be successful and to take that off of their plate. And I would say this, the thing that I would say ops is doing, continues to do, is just find ways to improve. I've never heard them once saying, well, this is how we do it, take it or leave it. They're always saying, hey, how can we adapt? How can we get better? How can we collaborate? And, you know, like the truth is 9.5 years ago, there wasn't a whole lot of companies, if anybody, executing at that level of service. Well, companies have caught up over the years, and there's companies that have capacity, especially when you saw the market shift down in volume. You've seen capacity has been fine for people, and that's okay. But what are we going to do to make it different now? So what's that next thing that we can do to separate ourselves? And that's where the collaboration, where you get on the calls where we have advisory boards where they say, hey, if we can do this in disclosures and shrink the clock here, we can shave some time off of on this end. A lot of it goes back to the tech, like I talked about earlier, is getting more tech enabled in operations so we can streamline the processes and find out what we need to do, that we can provide even a cleaner experience. And I think one of the things that I've seen that they're really stepping up on is really just the communication with our outside partners, right? Our borrowers, our realtors, any of our partners, where they know every step of the way what's going on, and they have access to sign in and get notifications through our system to
Yeah.
see all the milestones that hit. And that just saves them time. And they can look at their pipeline in the morning and say, okay, I know what's going on with the pipeline with movement. I would say the final thing is just making sure there's more, you know, stronger relationships. Uh, excuse me. Like when the ops is building the relationships with those loan officers, you know, it still amazes me when people are like, wait, I can talk to an underwriter, I could talk to a closer, or they're going to pick up the phone and call me. And I'm like, yeah, you know, it's about what I said earlier, being relational, not transactional. It's not just sending an email to employee number, you know, 2,420. It's picking up the phone and say, hey, Lois, help me understand. I'm in the Smith file and talking through that and finding solutions. Leaders are problem solvers. And I love all our ops and I consider them leaders because right for them, they're trying to solve things that they need to do, not say, hey, no, we can't do this, or say, hey, we can't do it as is, but here's the things that we need to do to put us in the right position. So they're all about finding solutions. And you know, the sense of urgency around ops. I mean, Lois, 5 years as a regional, doing $3 billion a year, I got involved in 3 loans in 5 years.
Wow.
If that doesn't speak volumes about that. And I'm good at loan level stuff, but I didn't have to worry about it because I had team members and ops partners that can solve it for. And again, we are ops and sales. We're a sales organization. I'll be really clear about that. It's not ops versus sales, right? We're a sales organization, and our number one customer is our employee. And that's our job to make the lives of our employees better every day and remove roadblocks from getting loans closed.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Well, thank you so much for talking to me today, Mike. I really do appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to all the wonderful changes ahead and for the future.
Yeah, Lois, thank you. Love you and Mike, and just respect you guys. And we're here for anything we can do for you guys. And again, we're just a phone call away. So thank you, Lois.